What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. You're sitting there with a Samsung Z Fold 6 and you're loving life. And then one day, Samsung decide, let's give them what they want. And they release, in South Korea anyway, the Samsung Special Edition. Yes, that might have irked a few of you, but still, should you consider upgrading? Let's go. So, you don't have to be a Samsung owner to appreciate that the Samsung Special Edition looks like a pretty damn good upgrade in terms of foldable phones, with its form factor, the display sizes, and just the overall look. And of course, please don't forget, the world's best Android skin One UI on a bigger canvas. But there's a few things I want to cover, a couple of myths you might say, before I talk about whether it's worth the upgrade. Recently, Jeff Springer released a video on the Samsung Special Edition. His channel is new to me, but he has many subscribers and he was the first, I want to say, Western to get the Samsung Special Edition. So I've obviously watched the content and it was great. There was just a couple of things I want to clarify that I believe he's also kind of recanted in a follow-up video or a tweet. I don't know, I've not dug into it. But in the video I watched, he mentioned quite specifically that you will not get 5G on Verizon, T-Mobile, even AT&T in some areas. That's not accurate at all. I can confirm that 100% for truth. I have US channel members that buy many Chinese ROM foldable phones, let alone global ROM foldable phones that get full 5G support on AT&T, T-Mobile, and even Verizon. As mentioned, he has recanted that, but I just have to bring it up because if you've only watched that one video, it may have put you off. The second thing I want to talk about is the banking apps. He had mentioned, and I don't believe he's taken it back, but wholly inaccurate. He had mentioned that Samsung Pay wouldn't work, Google Pay won't work, you can't use banking apps on the Samsung Special Edition. Again, completely untrue. Not that he was lying, this is not that video, this is not one of those again. I've, learnt my lesson how smooth some of your brains are out there for you-know-who fans. But no, this is not that. This is purely based on someone that maybe misspoke or hadn't had enough time to test it fully. But Samsung Pay, GPay, will all work fine. It's a global ROM device, folks. You can use all your apps just as normal. It's from South Korea, of all places, which is where Samsung are from. They only do global ROMs. So now that we've got those myths out the way, I do just want to cover the upgrade. Now, specifically Z Fold 5 and Z Fold 6 owners, should you upgrade to the Samsung Special Edition? Well, as you can see in my hand, I decided to purchase the Z Fold 6 again because I want to compare it. The Z Fold 6 compared to the Samsung Special Edition, everybody wants to see it and it makes sense. But having popped my, SIM in, having uploaded my eSIM to this phone and used it for about 20 to 24 hours again, it kind of reminded me how much better the Z Fold 6 was compared to the other Z Fold lineup. It does have a slightly wider cover screen with thinner bezels. It is thinner than previous versions. It's a bit lighter as well. I like this black colour. I wish it was more textured rather than glossy, but I do like the design. So it got me thinking, do we need to upgrade? Is it worth it? Because for price comparison reasons, I was able to get this from Samsung officially, direct, with no discount codes for £1,500, which is still high, but when you consider this is for the 1TB version, we're actually in reasonable price territory, in my opinion. So I got the 1TB for £1,500. The Samsung Special Edition for the half terabyte, only comes in one storage variant, 512GB, is to import £2,600. Now that's on the Average Dad Tech store. If you can get anywhere else cheaper, then good luck to you. Pass me on the contact. Trust me, I am making not very much on that price. because you have to import it from South Korea to China, then China to ship to all the customers that have ordered. It is a lengthy and expensive process. But is it worth £1,100 extra? So there's three main upgrades in my opinion. The first one is cameras, and this is definitely the weakest argument to upgrade. You're moving from a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main lens to a triple camera setup with a 200 megapixel main lens. Now that main lens has been taken from the S24 Ultra. While it is fantastic, I would debate and argue that the Oppo, the Xiaomi and certainly the Vivo main camera lenses produce better photos at 50 megapixel than the Samsung's at 200 megapixel. Which in turn means that the 50 megapixel photos outputted from this are probably not very noticeable compared to the 200 megapixel. So if your upgrade reason is for cameras alone, don't do it. Please keep your Z Fold 6. Now, the other factor is dimensions. The Z Fold 6, as mentioned, is thinner than the rest of the Z Fold lineup, but it's still 12.1 millimeters folded. It's still a thick boy, and it is still a few grams heavier than the new Z Fold Special Edition, which is interesting because the Special Edition is actually an 8-inch inner screen with a 6.5-inch outer. Yes, it also comes thinner at 10.5 millimeters. Now, I get my Special Edition here tomorrow. I will have the full comparison side by side. I'll do as much content as possible on this and answer every single question. I'm just giving you the dimension facts based on the dimensions. I can't show you in real life just now, but trust me, these are the facts. 10.5 millimeters folded compared to 12.1. So if having a slightly lighter and thinner foldable phone is a reason enough to pay £1,100 for your upgrade, then yeah, go for it. But for me, the weight and the size isn't the main thing until you come to the displays. And this, for me personally, who is addicted to technology, this is the biggest thing. It's the one thing I consistently slam Samsung for year on year. It's their outer cover screen. It's the fact that I can actually comfortably touch my thumb and middle finger when wrapping my hands around this phone. It's too narrow, the outer cover screen is too impractical, forcing you to constantly unfold the device. A foldable phone, in my opinion, its main benefit is being a practical candy bar phone until you want to multitask or use a bigger screen for viewing content or just be more productive using the inner screen. But it's not a case of having to always unfold it. Unlike on the Z Fold editions where I feel like I always have to unfold it to actually type. The keyboard's just too narrow, especially for someone as blind as a bat like me. So that was always my biggest gripe. With the Special Edition having the largest cover screen on any foldable phone at 6.5 inches, yes, there are a couple of others that are 6.5 inches, but none bigger, that's a game changer for me personally. So would I upgrade? Well, I technically am upgrading because I have got this, but it won't last long. But yes, I would. I would, for that one reason and one reason only, upgrade to the SE. Now, is that me saying you should? Absolutely not. This is me, as always, saying you decide. I have told you the three key areas that have been upgraded, but all three combined make it worth another £1,100 and a up to 14 working days wait for the device, which, by the way, if you have ordered, the phone was released on November 8th. So expect it to take 10 to 14 business days to arrive in your hands from that date. But a couple of people message and say this is just taking too long, it's been weeks. Folks, that's not accurate. The phone was not released until the 8th of November. You made a pre-order weeks ago, but that doesn't mean the shipping has taken weeks. Just wanted to clarify that. Now, while we're talking about upgrades, there's one key factor that is definitely a downgrade with the SE, and that's for those that appreciate stylus support. For some reason in Samsung's infinite wisdom, they have removed the digitizer, the layer underneath the display that allows for S Pen support. They say to save weight and thickness, but it's 10.5 millimeters, an extra 0.1 millimeter we would have been happy with. So there's no stylus support. And for me personally, couldn't care less. But for a lot of you, that's just dumb. Why would you not include something? I would rather have, even me, I would rather have something that I'm actually never going to use much than not have it when 1 in a million times I actually need it to sign a document. You've finally released a larger outer cover screen and a larger, massive inner screen, but you haven't given us the ability to use a stylus. Really odd decision from Samsung, I have to say. So now you know the key reasons to upgrade and that one downgrade. Make your choice. And if you still feel you want to purchase the Samsung SE, of course, the Average Dad Tech Store has it. And to add more confusion into the mix, in about 5 days, I should have in my hands the Samsung W25. Yes, I know a lot of you watching this, your heads just exploded. What the hell is Mike talking about? It's the China-only version of the Samsung Special Edition in ceramic black and gold. All the key dimension benefits, but at a cheaper price. But that's for another video. I'll be back soon with more content as always. I appreciate your support. We have just surpassed 40,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Until next time.